Alright, so the time has come. The time has arrived. This is my top 10 players of this season. Now, I can refer to a season and a half ago if I want to use evidence to support my case. But this is about what you've done this year, and I'm including the playoffs. So what players are doing right now, I'm counting that as well. So let's get it. So if you want to debate me on one of these players, don't be talking in the comments about, oh, so-and-so has this amount of rings, they did this 5 years ago, they did this 3 years ago. That's not what this is about. Now, the way I'm judging these players are, how do they rank at their position? What have they done in the postseasons? And if they've both been to the postseason, who perform better in closeout games? You feel me? Like, who's the best clutch player? So all that's going to factor. Stats obviously matter too. So this is my top 10. Let's get it right into it. Starting with honorable mentions, because you know we do the honorable mentions around here. We got 3 honorable mentions that didn't make it but were close. So this is basically 10 through 15, but I'm just give you 3. I got James Harden, Ja Morant, and Devin Booker. All right, they were right there. They're gonna eventually get in the top 10 as players start to age and retire and stuff. But right now, they just missed it. All right, so all those talented players, Harden, Morant, Book, you didn't make it this year. They'll probably be up there in like 2-3 years. Now, 9 and 10 were really close. One is more talented than the other, but from what I've seen so far, I'm going to tell you why I have it the way I do. So number 10, I have Joel Embiid. Alright, Beast has 2 back-to-back MVP caliber seasons. Two-way player. We know his injury history. His impact on the game both ways is great. He's been to the conference finals. He hasn't been to the finals, which is why I can't put him any higher. He hasn't carried them. Now, have his teams been the best? No, but they haven't been bad. They've been decent enough where he could have carried. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't do it. He has a chance to move up this season if he can beat Miami. We'll see. And that's who I have at number 9, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler we've seen him take a Heat team with no other superstar or all-star player. They got Bam. Bam is an all-star caliber player. But Jimmy Butler is the clear number 1 option. We've seen him put up historical numbers in an NBA Finals game where his leading playoff scorer, Goran Dragic, went down. Bam went down later. We saw both of them went down, and he still took 2 games off LeBron and playoff Rondo and AD. He deserves to be in the top 10 over Harden. Harden doesn't play defense like him. Harden never been to the finals. He's been to the conference finals, I believe, twice. But from what I've seen from Embiid and Butler, they've just looked better the last season or 2. So that's why I have Embiid 10, Butler 9. At 8, now this might surprise some people. Some people might think he's higher, but I'm going to explain why he's not higher than the people above him. Steph, surprisingly, is only 8. Going into this, I was thinking he may be 6, 7, maybe. I knew he wasn't going to crack the top 5 because there's just too many two-way elite wings. But I thought he'd be like 6 or 7. But when I sat down and thought about it, he's 8. He's really 8. First off, let me start by saying Stephen Curry, we know what he's done offensively. He's changed the game. Second greatest point guard ever. I know all of that. But we're talking about the last year and a half. How has he looked? He's still obviously top 10. He's never been a defender. He spent half of his career, no, more than that, 80% of his career guarding Andre Roberson from the Thunder. He never guards the other team's best point guard majority of the time. So he has flaws. Now, this is the main reason why Steph can't be any higher. Forget about him not being a good defender and not being able to guard the other team's best point guard majority of the game. Forget all that. I have evidence from last year that proves he's not top 5. Despite Klay Thompson being out, he still had Andrew Wiggins, which made the All-Star team this year and was an All-Star caliber player last year. He had Andrew Wiggins, D'Angelo Russell, who's in the playoffs. He had Draymond Green, who came back at the end of the regular season. The supporting cast. Now, obviously, Jordan Poole wasn't what he was now, but he still had a good role player. Steve Kerr was the coach. And you lose to Ja Morant in a playoff game, where it's basically you and Ja are the best players, and that was Ja Morant from last year. He didn't even run into the Ja Morant from this year, this version of Ja Morant. He won most improved. Ja Morant just won most improved player. That shows you how much of a jump he made. And Stephen Curry couldn't even beat that version of Ja Morant. Now, I'm not saying if they meet up in the second round that they're going to lose, because Klay Thompson's back, and I think the Warriors are just better. But Stephen Curry, I think if you put Giannis, KD, LeBron in that position with those parts, I think they beat Ja Morant and get in the playoffs. So that's the main reason why I can't put him any higher. And that's probably the most controversial, because I know a lot of people love Steph. I love him too. I like Steph. But it is what it is. Number 7. Now, number 7 is actually a player who just jumped into the top 10, according to most people. I thought he was borderline top 10 last year. People were comparing him to Jimmy Butler and D-Book. I was like, no. Jason Tatum, this year, is a superstar top 10, no question, two-way player. That's what it really comes down to. He's two-way. Because Stephen Curry guard KD head-to-head, lock him up, and then will sweep him? No. Now, obviously, Jason Tatum had a lot of help guarding people, but he was the main one. Jason Tatum just locked down one of the great... People refer to Kevin Durant as probably going to be a top 2 or 3 scorer in NBA history. And Jason Tatum just locked him up, locked that ass up, and then won the series and averaged like 26, 27? Oh, my bad. He averaged 30. He averaged 29.5. The man just locked KD and dropped 30 on his head every game and swept him. He's over Curry. Curry could not guard KD. Stop it. Jason Tatum just has more upside because he's 6'9", can guard 1 through 4, even smaller 5s. Jason Tatum, he's doing his thing. I have the Celtics. Go look at my playoff prediction video. I have the Celtics going to the finals. I think we're going to beat the Bucks in 6. Beat the Heat in 7, and then probably lose to the Suns. I don't know. But right there, number 7, Jason Tatum. Number 6, I have Luka. Look what Luka just did. No other I gotta give him a standing ovation for that. That is just masterful. No all-star caliber player when Jalen Brunson appears to be turning into that before our very eyes. But still, no Porzingis. It's just basically you're the offense. You control everything to carry your team and beat 2 all-stars. Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson, who's a 6th man of the year at certain points. Like, he just did that. Luka, we know what a generational talent he's going to be. It's going to be Jason Tatum's and Luka Doncic. I just said his name so messed up. I'm speaking so fast. But it's going to be both of their leads. Doncic and Tatum, when LeBron and KD retire, even now, they're taking it now, really. But definitely later down the line, they're going to run the league. Now to numbers 5, I have Kawhi Leonard. We know what Kawhi is. He's still relatively young. He's not too old. Can still do it. Two-way player. Even though he's not quite the defender he was in San Antonio, still elite. We know what he did against the Mavericks. He came back on Luka. Like, he did that. We know his reputation. He's been injured, so I can't put him any higher. The reason why I can't put him above some of the guys I'm going to have is just because of injury. So that's the main reason. But we know what Kawhi is. I'm going to move on because we have a little time left. LeBron James is still top 5. Yes, he missed the playoffs, but it just didn't fit. I think if you just put shooters around him, give him an all-star caliber player, they make the finals. It's LeBron James. We know what the IQ he has. He doesn't play any defense, really. Now, that's why I can't have him in the top 3. But I have LeBron at number 4. He's a little better than Kawhi still. I just trust LeBron more than Kawhi. Now, Kawhi, when he comes back, can answer that. He can say, oh, no, I'm better than LeBron. But I'm going to have Kawhi at 5, LeBron at 4. Now, my top 3. We're in the top 3 now. We got Luka 5, LeBron 4. Number 3, Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic. It's about time somebody's put respect on Nikola Jokic. He's probably going to win MVP, and he's going back-to-back. If so, he's won back-to-back MVPs. What does that mean? That means people literally voted him the best player the last 2 years, in the regular season at least. See, I'm counting in the playoffs. That's why I don't have him number 1. I'm saying he's been the best player in the league for the last 2 years. So Nikola Jokic number 3. We see what he's done without Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray, which are literally their two of the top 3 best players besides him. They're their best players, man. He's still taking people the distance, still fighting. Game 5 or Game 6, whatever it was. This man Nikola Jokic, we know he's gonna get his numbers. No one can stop him. He's gonna get his boards. He's the best. He's gonna go down as the best passing big man of all time. Like, this man is just ridiculous. So number 3, Nikola Jokic. Number 2, I just can't put Nikola Jokic over KD. I know I just bragged about Jason Tatum giving KD that work, but it took a whole team of elite talent. It took another top 10 player and Jason Tatum. What, a top 20 player in Jaylen Brown, Al Horford's 6'9", tall, can defend. Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year. It took a whole nation to just stop KD. Now, he got kicked. He got his ass kicked. I'll give him that. But KD is just crazy, man. It took a whole team to stop him. We know what he is. He's clutch. He can shoot the 3. He has no weakness offensively. It doesn't seem like he likes physicality. That might be a weakness. I understand that. But you know what? The more I think about it, the more I can't. It's close, but I'm gonna still go KD. It's back and forth. I can't. If someone says Nikola Jokic is better than KD at this point in time, I can't get too mad. But I'm still going KD because I just can't. I get it. I won't be mad. I won't be mad. I can't be mad if you have Nikola Jokic at KD over KD for this season. I can't be mad. Number 1, we all know who it is because I've said everybody. You probably would have guessed. Number 1, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo. No, I'm just playing. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Man, when it's all said and done, he might have the best numbers in NBA history. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be better than Jordan. He's going to win more than Jordan or LeBron. But when it comes down to just straight numbers, he's literally this version, generation's Wilt Chamberlain. He's not Shaq. People, it's close because I get they're saying he's dominant like Shaq, which is true in a sense. But the way he plays and the way he can run the floor is more like Shaq. His frame, Wilt. His frame is more built like Wilt. Kind of not skinny, but like lean, muscular, tall guy. Can run the floor and just had an unstoppable move to the basket. He's more like Wilt to me. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be better than Jordan. When we look down and do the eye test, when we say, oh, we saw what we saw, I don't think people are going to say Giannis was better than Jordan or like LeBron. But numbers wise, he probably will pass Jordan and LeBron in numbers, like statistics. Because he can literally do everything. He's 6'11", can dunk the ball. His mid-range and three ball is improving. Do you know how scary that is? That's like Shaquille O'Neal or Wilt learning how to shoot mid-ranges and threes. Now, I know he's not as big as Shaq. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I know he's not Shaq. But you know what I'm saying. A guy of that dominance should not be learning how to shoot threes that well. Like, he's starting to become average. He's becoming average. Giannis with an average jump shot. He doesn't even need a good jump shot. Giannis with a little better jump shot than he has now is going... He's going to give people... He's going to give LeBron and Jordan a run for his money, for their money. But I think Jordan at the end of the day is still better because he can close the game offensively and defensively. Where I feel like LeBron and Giannis, they were more prone to close games defensively, but not so much consistently offensively. And I know LeBron has the most buzzer beat. That's a longevity stat. Tom Brady has the most throwing yards, but we know he's not a better thrower than Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers. But he's the best quarterback. I'm not denying that. But I'm just saying throwing the football. So you can lead a category and still not be the best at it. So that's why I say Jordan is still better than LeBron and Giannis. I just gave y'all a little extra debate at the end. You see how I just did that? But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, this is my top 10. Embiid, Butler. Yeah, Embiid, Butler, Steph, Tatum at 7, Luka at 6. And then my top 5 goes Kawhi, LeBron, Jokic, KD, Giannis. I think that's the perfect top 6 or 7. People are going to try to argue Steph. I think I can smoke you in a debate if you try. I don't see the argument you can make after what I said about what he did last year and what Tatum did this year. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. Hey.